Close your eyes for a second and picture the world map. You know, the one hanging on your classroom wall, glowing on your phone screen, or tucked into the pages of an old atlas? It's the blueprint of our planet, trusted by billions to show us where we stand in the universe. But what if I told you that map is a lie? Not just a little off, but a deliberate distortion hiding a truth so staggering it could rewrite everything we know about Earth. Somewhere out there beyond the frozen cliffs of Antarctica lies a land that's been erased from existence, a mysterious realm that once appeared on ancient maps detailed with mountains, rivers, and signs of life. But now it's gone, scrubbed from modern records like it never existed. What if the map you've trusted your whole life is a carefully crafted illusion designed to conceal a secret so massive it defies imagination? Grab a seat, because we're about to embark on a journey into one of the greatest mysteries of our time. A tale of hidden lands, ancient knowledge, and a conspiracy that might just stretch to the edges of the world. What science says. Let's lay down the groundwork with what we're told by the powers that be. According to mainstream science, Antarctica is the fifth largest continent, spanning roughly 14 million square kilometers, about twice the size of Australia. It's a desolate, icy wasteland where temperatures can plummet to 80 degrees F, and the ice sheets are so thick, up to 4 kilometers in places, that they bury entire mountain ranges. The continent is home to penguin, seals, and a scattering of research stations staffed by scientists from around the globe. The official story says Antarctica was first spotted in 1820 by Russian explorers Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen and Mikhail Lazarev, with British explorers like James Clark Ross mapping parts of it soon after. Since then, it's been studied extensively, from ice core samples that reveal Earth's climate history to satellite imagery that tracks glacial shifts. The Antarctic Treaty, signed in 1959 by 12 nations and now upheld by 54, designates the continent as a neutral zone for scientific research, banning military activity and resource exploitation. But here's where things get messy. The maps we use, like the Mercator projection from the 16th century, are infamous for screwing up the size and shape of land masses near the poles. On a Mercator map, Antarctica looks like a gargantuan smear across the bottom of the world, way bigger than it actually is. Cartographers chalk this up to the challenge of flattening a 3D globe onto a 2D surface, but it raises questions about what else might be distorted. Then there's the unexplored factor. Despite all our fancy tech, much of Antarctica remains a mystery. The ice is so thick and the conditions so brutal that only about 1% of the continent has been surveyed up close. Most of what we know comes from coastal research stations, flyovers, or satellites peering through the clouds. Vast stretches of the interior are still blank spots on the map, leaving plenty of room for speculation. So that's the official line, but it's only the beginning of the story. Strange clues from the past. Now, let's flip the script and dive into the weird stuff. Long before Antarctica was discovered in the 19th century, ancient maps were already showing it not as a frozen tundra, but as a detailed, vibrant landmass that shouldn't have been known to anyone. These maps aren't crude sketches. They're precise, almost scientific, and they raise questions that mainstream history can't easily answer. First up, the Piri Reis map, drawn in 1513 by an Ottoman admiral named Piri Reis. This map is a jaw-dropper. It shows the northern coast of Antarctica with uncanny accuracy, including features that match modern radar scans of the continent's bedrock hidden under miles of ice. Even wilder, it depicts the coastline ice-free, as it might have looked 6,000 to 12,000 years ago when the climate was warmer. Piri Reis claimed he pieced the map together from older sources, lost maps from ancient civilizations like the Egyptians, Greeks, or even older cultures. How could he have known what lay beneath the ice? Then there's the Orontius Phineas map of 1531, which takes things to another level. This map shows Antarctica as a fully formed continent, with rivers, valleys, and mountain ranges, details that align with seismic and radar surveys conducted in the 20th century. Some of the features it depicts, like subglacial lakes and riverbeds, weren't confirmed until the 1990s with advanced tech. How did a 16th century cartographer nail this? Other maps tell a similar story. The Mercator map of 1569, created by the guy behind the Mercator projection, includes a southern landmass that resembles Antarctica. The Boache map of 1739 goes further, showing Antarctica split into two distinct landmasses, separated by a waterway, a feature that some geologists now believe existed before the ice took over. These maps aren't outliers. They're part of a pattern suggesting that ancient people had access to knowledge we can't explain. So let's ask the big questions. Who mapped Antarctica centuries before its discovery? Where did they get their information? And most importantly, are these maps showing us a land beyond Antarctica's icy borders, a place that's been hidden from us today, from plausible to out of this world? This is where the rabbit hole gets deep. The existence of these ancient maps has sparked a slew of theories ranging from plausible to downright bizarre. Some researchers argue that Antarctica, or something beyond it, holds secrets that have been deliberately buried either by natural forces or human intervention. Let's break down the most compelling ideas: a lost civilization. Imagine a time tens of thousands of years ago when Antarctica wasn't a frozen wasteland but a temperate land with forests, rivers, and maybe even cities. Geological evidence confirms that Antarctica was ice-free as recently as 12,000 years ago, during a warmer period called the Younger Dryas. Could an advanced civilization have thrived there, leaving behind ruins now buried under the ice? Some point to anomalies like pyramid-shaped peaks in the Ellsworth Mountains, eerily similar to man-made structures, as possible clues. Terra Australis, the Great Southern Land. For centuries, explorers and philosophers speculated about Terra Australis, a mythical continent at the bottom of the world. Ancient Greeks like Ptolemy wrote about it, and medieval scholars believed it balanced the northern continents. What if Terra Australis wasn't a myth, but a real place, a land beyond Antarctica's rim that was mapped by ancient sailors or lost civilizations? Could its remnants still exist hidden by ice or geopolitics? The Hollow Earth Theory. Buckle up for this one, it's a wild ride. Some theorists claim Antarctica hides entrances to a subterranean world inside the Earth, a hollow or honeycombed realm inhabited by ancient beings, advanced societies, or even extraterrestrials. They point to strange anomalies in satellite imagery like massive holes or cavities near the poles, and stories from early explorers who reported unusual phenomena like warm oases in the ice. While it sounds like sci-fi, the idea has persisted for centuries, fueled by fiction, like Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth and real-life mysteries. Government conspiracy and the Antarctic Treaty. The Antarctic Treaty, which locks down the continent for science only, is a lightning rod for suspicion. Why is civilian access so restricted? Why do independent explorers face bureaucratic roadblocks or outright bans? Some believe world governments, through organizations like NASA or the UN, are hiding evidence of ancient technology, lost civilizations, or something even stranger. Satellite images of Antarctica's eastern and western edges often appear blurred or incomplete, which skeptics say is deliberate tampering to conceal sensitive sites. Extraterrestrial bases. This theory pushes the boundaries. A small but passionate group claims Antarctica is a hub for extraterrestrial activity, citing alleged UFO sightings near research stations, strange lights in the sky, and unverified reports of crashed alien craft buried in the ice. They argue that the continent's isolation makes it the perfect spot for off-world visitors to operate undetected, and that governments know more than they're letting on. Ancient technology and energy sources. Some speculate that Antarctica hides remnants of advanced technology. Think energy devices, anti-gravity machines, or even stargates left behind by a prehistoric or alien civilization. Stories of anomalous heat signatures detected under the ice, like the 2018 discovery of a massive subglacial hotspot near the South Pole, add fuel to this idea. Could these be signs of dormant tech waiting to be reactivated? Piecing together the puzzle. Let's anchor these theories with evidence from hard science to tantalizing myths and everything in between. Here's a deep dive into the clues that keep this mystery alive. The Piri Reis Map, 1513. This map isn't just a curiosity, it's a bombshell. Its depiction of an ice-free Antarctic coastline matches modern subglacial topography confirmed by radar scans in the 1950s and 60s. The map's accuracy suggests its source material came from a civilization with advanced surveying tech or knowledge passed down from an even older culture. Piri Reis himself said he used 20 ancient charts, some dating back to Alexander the Great's time. The Orontius Phineus map, 1531. This map's detail is staggering, showing rivers, mountains, and valleys that align with seismic data from the 1990s. It also portrays Antarctica as a distinct continent, not a vague southern mass, suggesting its creator had access to precise geographic data. Some researchers believe it draws on the same lost sources as the Piri Reis map. Other historical maps: the Mercator map, 1569, Buache map, 1739, and Haji Ahmed map, 1559, all hint at a detailed knowledge of Antarctica. The Buache map in particular shows the continent split by a waterway, a feature geologists now believe existed before the ice sheets formed 34 million years ago. These maps aren't perfect, but their consistency raises eyebrows. Ancient myths and legends. Cultures worldwide have stories of a southern paradise. The Greeks spoke of Hyperborea, a utopian land beyond the south wind, where people lived in harmony. The Inca claimed their ancestors sailed from a distant southern land, possibly Antarctica, or a nearby island. Polynesian legends describe a lost continent called Hawaii, while Aboriginal Australian tales mention a land of the south swallowed by ice. Could these be memories of a real place? Scientific anomalies. In 2023, a Harvard-led research team published a paper hinting at anomalous structures beneath Antarctica's ice detected via ground-penetrating radar. The structures were described as potentially artificial. Think geometric shapes or alignments, but the team stopped short of confirming anything due to insufficient evidence. The findings were quietly shelved, but they've sparked intense debate in alternative research circles. Geological clues. Studies show Antarctica was ice-free as recently as 12,000 years ago, with forests and rivers in some regions. Subglacial lakes, like Lake Vostok, prove liquid water exists beneath the ice, raising the possibility of preserved ecosystems or artifacts. In 2018, scientists found a massive hotspot under the ice near the South Pole, emitting unusual heat that could indicate geothermal activity or something artificial. Whistleblower accounts. Over the decades, alleged insiders, former military pilots, scientists, and contractors have claimed that classified Antarctic expeditions uncovered ruins, advanced technology, or non-human remains. One famous story comes from a supposed Navy SEAL in the 1990s who described a city under the ice with glowing structures. These accounts are unverified, but keep the conspiracy alive. Satellite and tech anomalies. Independent researchers analyzing public satellite data have flagged strange features in Antarctica, like geometric shapes, massive cavities, and blurred-out regions. In 2016, a Google Earth image of a pyramid in the Ellsworth Mountains went viral, though skeptics called it a natural rock formation. Why do some images seem deliberately obscured? Why this matters today? This mystery isn't just a history lesson. It's a wake-up call. We live in an age where information is at our fingertips, yet Antarctica remains one of the most restricted places on Earth. The Antarctic Treaty, while billed as a peacekeeping deal, effectively bars civilians from exploring freely. Only government-approved researchers and a few wealthy tourists can access the continent, and even then they're limited to specific zones. Why the lockdown? Then there's the trust issue. Governments and institutions have a track record of withholding information from classified experiments to historical cover-ups. If ancient mapmakers knew about Antarctica centuries before its discovery, what else has been erased from the record? Could the world map we rely on be a sanitized version of reality designed to keep us ignorant of a bigger truth? Technology is changing the game. Advances in AI satellite imaging and ground-penetrating radar are making it harder to hide secrets. Independent researchers armed with open-source data are spotting anomalies, unexplained heat signatures, subglacial structures, and blurred-out zones that challenge the official narrative. Social media platforms like X are amplifying these discoveries, letting everyday people connect the dots. And let's not ignore the cultural angle. Stories of lost continents, hidden lands, and ancient civilizations resonate because they tap into a universal human curiosity. From Atlantis to El Dorado, we've always dreamed of worlds beyond the map. Antarctica, with its untouched wilderness and air of mystery, is the perfect canvas for those dreams. An open invitation to wonder. So where does this leave us? Is there a mysterious land beyond Antarctica, a lost world buried under kilometers of ice? Are we looking at the ruins of a prehistoric civilization, a gateway to a hollow Earth, or just a series of cartographic flukes? The truth might be stranger than we can imagine, or simpler than we fear. The world map we trust every day could be a facade, a carefully edited version of reality meant to keep us in the dark. If there is a hidden land, a forgotten civilization, an alien outpost, or a trove of ancient tech, who's guarding that secret, and why are they so desperate to keep it buried? The answers may lie frozen in Antarctica's depths, waiting for the right moment to surface. It'll take courage, curiosity, and a willingness to question everything to uncover them. The map of our world might be incomplete, but the map of our potential is limitless. What do you think? Is there a secret hidden at the edge of the world, or is this all just a wild goose chase? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this video with anyone who loves a good mystery, and let's keep exploring the unknown together. The truth is out there. Maybe it's just waiting for us to find it.